Hello, everyone. It's been a long time since I've actually done a reading, and I apologize for that. But I was working with a personal emergency. I'm now actually wanting to come out there and just start with the full moon. In fact, I believe that I'm going to be doing the full and new moon readings and maybe a smishmash of a few in between, but maybe not the weekly readings as I used to before. Just my personal thought patterns and what's basically resonating with me at this time. I just thought I'd come on and just say that yes, we're going to start with a full moon reading. Our full moon is tomorrow, which is the 20th of October, and at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, and realizing that it's a blood moon in Aries, actually. So it's going to be very interesting. From what I understand, it's fairly fiery. And you may be feeling the effects of this fire or the fire within at this time. I know that at the moment, what's happening around us, the energy is really building on the outskirts in the earth. And it's also affecting all of us. So I'm sure that the full moon probably had been affecting you from about a week or two prior. And we've also got some planetary influences that are very great at this time. I have mentioned in the past that I listened to Pam Gregory, and I also listened to Bracha Goldsmith as well. She's another, I think it's Goldman. Anyways, I'll put the links down in below, and you can take a look at their websites. The YouTube videos that I listen to, they're pretty intense, knowing that these next 4 months are going to be very intense when it comes to planetary influences. And how intense? Well, from what I understand, if we can get through these next 4 to 5 months of challenge, then we could probably get through anything. It's probably one of the challenging 4 to 5 months that we've ever had in our lifetimes at this point, is what I'm hearing. Not to scare you, because it could be anything that you want it to be. You can make it in any way that you want it to be, by using your own your own perceptions of what's coming, and basically following your heart, going within your heart, knowing that things are going to be difficult and going to be challenging. And I believe the influences, there are a number of planets that are actually from what they were before they were retrograde. And again, you can go and take a look at what retrograde means, and now going to be stationed direct. So retrograde basically it's when the planet looks like it's actually turning around. So retrograde is going backwards. It's what it seems like. And when it kind of stalls, just like a huge ship, it just takes some time to look like it's coming forward again, or basically going direct. And so in that time period, it has its own energies, and it really does influence us quite a bit. Today, I'm going to be doing just it's a little minor reading, actually. And it's from the Moonology book, or Moonology card deck from Yasmin, Boland. And as you can tell, my background's a little bit different. I'm doing this in a different spot because I can. We're going to go right into it. I've picked 3 cards, and basically I haven't looked at any of them at this moment. So we're just going to look at them together. The first card I've got here is your commitment is being tested in the first quarter moon. So basically, just so you know too, that not all of the cards will come out and say full moon, but the energies from the cards are what, and the messages from the energies of the cards are what we're to be looking at this time. And so the first quarter moon, if you think about the first quarter as well, you start something brand new during that time period. And at this point, it's basically saying your commitment to yourself and to what is considered your roles, responsibilities, your purpose is being tested. And what better way to actually say what kind of influences and energies that we're going to be going through and challenges within the next 4 to 5 months, as being saying that it's going to be tested. Many times we've actually said that what we go through our tests. And it's just think about it as the first final exam, because that is kind of what is going to be happening here. So I'm just looking into the first in here, so I can find that the card deck. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to find. Okay. There could be some challenges coming your way, but they're just the universe's way of testing you. The first quarter moon calls for you to face any hurdles with confidence. What do you actually think is possible? If you believe you can do it, then you probably can. If you spend your life affirming that something is too big for you to surmount, it probably is. See how it works? Do you believe your dreams will come true, or have you secretly already given up? Showing some commitment now will help you move towards your desired outcome. What you believe to be true is true for you. So believe in yourself. Attune to the moon. I am committed to my dreams and move towards them with confidence. Additional meanings of the card. Some of these might resonate with some of you. The answer to your question is yes, but not yet. You're halfway to your goal. You still need to put in a bit more effort. Sometimes we just need to realize how much we want something, or you need to recommit to someone or something. The teaching. In the lunar cycle, the first quarter moon comes between the new moon and the full moon. It's a time when the sun and moon are at a hard astrological angle to each other, and this can prompt a small crisis. No matter when you pull this card, you need to see any dramas as a stepping stone to where you want to be. It can also be a time when you need to stay strong through a storm. And is that ever true? This is basically saying, what do you really want? Your commitment to yourself, meaning, what is it that you pride within yourself? What is it that makes you tick? What do you like? What is your passion for something? And whatever that passion is, are you committed to it? And how committed are you to achieving what you would like? This really brings a kind of a wrench into our thought pattern sometimes, because there are too many times in our past where we have worked to live and lived to work, day in, day out, the same old, over and over and over. And now we notice that things are really changing up. Obviously, what the old patterns were before, we cannot sustain them in this time and from this point forward. So that also means a lot of us are going through complete redefinitions of who we are and what our purposes are. And then some of us are just redefining what the outcome or the goals are. So your commitment to yourself, to what you would like to see in your future, is being tested at this time. Would you like to see chaos? Because right now that's what we have, and we can have a whole lot more of it if we consider that that's what we want to see. If you perpetuate on a particular subject, no matter what it is, it could be the current circumstances, or it could be in dramas within our own lives, whether it be with family or friends, or any dissolution between our families and friends. If we focus on that, we perpetuate it. It's the law of attraction. We perpetuate the same energies. So what type of energies do you want to see coming to you? Would you like to have something that you have thought of before, but just tweaked? For example, I have always wanted to inspire people. This has always been a thought that I've always wanted to do right up until the end of 2019. And then 2020 came along and I still had this goal. I thought, oh, this is fabulous. Things were starting to actually move in that direction. And then all of a sudden we were locked down. We were in lockdown. And a lot of things changed at that point. Life changed for me. I'm sure life changed for everyone at that point. I felt as though the old Lygia died. Like the chapter was closed on my life at that point. And I can bet that there's a number of you that felt the same way. But I was committed. At that point, I became very committed to doing what was right for me at the time, and what was right for others whom I served. And to let you know, my mother passed away. That was what my personal emergency was. We have been taking care of her for the last year and a half, and I believe I might have alluded to that in one of the other readings before. But her time had come. And at this particular time, there's a redefinition of my purpose. Am I committed to being here? Yes. Am I committed to serving others and to still inspiring others? I believe so. So this is asking you, what are you committed to? Is it in your heart? Do you know what's in your heart? Does it mean that you just have to stop and listen first to know whether you're committed or not? Let's go on to tell the rest of the story. The second one we have is you're very close to achieving your goal. Very, very cool. Now, I have a feeling that this goes beyond the natural, just goals that we have, the subjective goals that we might have within our lives. This may very well mean that we are very close to achieving a spiritual goal. So we're going to look at the Gibbous Moon, and I'll explain what the Gibbous Moon is as well. It's actually right next to it here. The word gibbous means bulging. What a descriptive word, right? And pulling this card at any time of the month suggests that the situation you're asking about is bulging with possibility and coming to a peak. But this isn't an ending card with a neat yes or no answer. Rather, you're being reminded that some adjustments may yet be required before you get what you want, though you're certainly on the right track, which is hopefully reassuring for you. However, there is also a sense that the situation is a bit tense. So don't push too hard. One false move and the whole thing could blow. That's not meant to scare you. It's just to let you know there's a fuse attached to this situation. So be careful if you choose to light it. Attuned to the moon, I know that I'm on the right track. Additional meanings for this card: now is a good time to review your plans. Keep the momentum going as you move towards your dreams. Stay focused. It's a good time to start a new project, or you need to get back into good health habits. The teaching. The gibbous moon comes at the very end of the lunar cycle, just before the full moon. So being tomorrow, this is the latter half of the gibbous moon. She looks like she's bulging because she's almost a full moon. So she's nearly fully rounded. It's the culmination of the waxing cycle, and as such, tends to be a rather intense period of the month. No matter when you pull this card, it suggests a very ripe time and a very ripe situation. So looking at how this affects this particular card moves with the previous card, your commitment is being tested. Lots of hurdles that you're facing to redeem that confidence that you have within yourself. And in this, it's basically saying that you may have to make some adjustments in order to get that end goal. And that is very, very close to being achieved. They're not minor goals, they're major goals. Now, I talk about light workers, I've talked about people who love to serve others, and also some that are in the healing profession or in the caring professions. And this is basically about a spiritual goal. This is about achieving that height of spiritual development that you personally are to get to. And it's only just one part. There's many other spiritual humps, shall we say, bumps or humps, I guess, that you'll be ending up in achieving. But we're changing from inside and out. Our light is amazing. And there are more light from around us, the galaxy, the environment, that is coming into us and changing us in a very, very amazing way. That's the inner goal. It is speaking to that purpose, that inner goal. And when we think about what is happening at this particular time, the challenges for freedom that is happening, this may very much touch on freedom. Freedom to make choices. And this is not necessarily political. This is not necessarily economical or financial, or to do with the relationships or choices of material goods that you decide to buy. This is about freedom of spirit, allowing yourself to let your mind wander and say, what do I want to be? What do I want? You know, I would really, really love to teleport. I would also love to be telekinetic, move things with my mind. And teleport is moving, traveling, just being from one place to another in an instant second. And if you think it, you can achieve it. So this is saying that we are really heading into a brand new era where what we desire, we can manifest very quickly. Having said that, this is a very iconic time period as well, in that the moon that we have, the blood moon in Aries, is very life-changing. This is signaling the fall, autumn, transformation, transition. And it's a major transition within ourselves as well. And you may have the feelings of that, and you may have had them for maybe weeks prior to. You may also feel the feelings of change within the next couple weeks as well. And they may start to build. This is basically because we are in a particular time where everything about us, everything, not one little molecule has been left out of this everything, is being changed, is being adapted, is being freed to a level that we could never even think about. We couldn't fathom. And if you think about freedom for yourself, freedom to make any choices that you want, freedom to believe that basically whatever goals you have, whatever projects you have on the go will result in a successful outcome. You are building the freedom energy into a height that can give you success. Think about that. The last card we have is confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. Now you notice that it's funny because basically most of the full moons that I've had or any new moons, at least one of the cards will come up and say either it's a full moon or new moon. In this case, it's really adapting. It's really changing, making us kind of thinking outside of the box of the particular time that we're at right now. This is not just a full moon. It has many messages within the moon. Confidence is your key to success. Right in the very beginning, the commitment to being tested, or our commitment is being tested or challenged, is also saying that resolve, that part of you that is confident in moving forward, that is confident in recognizing that you are working towards a particular goal. And that goal is about to be achieved, which means that your spiritual gain is about to move into the new era. This is saying the confidence of that is your key to success. It's the key to knowing that you will persevere. You will move forward no matter what, in whatever area you're looking at this time. So I'm going to read this and then I'll just talk a little bit about, a little bit more about what this whole thing is saying. So this card heralds the start of a new cycle for you. Like I say, the full moon is at this particular time, and we are heading into a different cycle. So it's basically a start of a new cycle for you, when you're going to look and feel more gorgeous, more in the spotlight, more like you have something worth showing off. If you want someone's attention, this card says it's coming. However, this may not happen all by itself. You have to be willing to do your bit. And that means being proud of who you are and what you have to offer. Think of yourself as the king or queen of the jungle and carry yourself accordingly. That's basically Leo the lion. This card is also a great omen if you're asking about a creative project you're working on. Alternatively, it can herald good news or a new start for your children. A lot of things are changing in the school system right now, too. Attune to the moon. Make time to have fun. Additional meanings for this card could include it's time for you to show the world what you've got. Shine your light. Have some pride. Spoil yourself. You've earned it. Or you've turned someone's head. The teaching, Leo is the sign of the big and brave-hearted lion, of pride and showmanship and flirting. The energy around the new moon in Leo, and therefore around this card whenever you pick it, is hot and gorgeous and very generous. The energy loves itself, and so should you. If you've been too much of a wallflower, this new moon card and the Leo new moon comes as a reminder that you need to be proud of who you are. That's a lovely little way of saying that you can be confident in yourself, knowing that you mean something. Now, further to this, for those of you who may be having difficulties with purpose and the changing of different purposes, some are changing jobs. Some of the people that are within a particular job that they've been in for a long period of time are either stepping down or moving into a different career, or basically not sure what they're going to do altogether. This is a good time for that. This is a wonderful time. If you look at whatever circumstance you're in right now and you say, this is good. This is good for me right now. The change is a wonderful time to contemplate. What you're doing is you're changing the energy that goes into that. Instead of saying, woe is me, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? This is saying, I'm willing to change. I'm willing to adapt. And I'm willing to have the abundance of the knowledge that will come to me to know what to do next. To have the confidence that you have the answers within you to know what is coming next. And it's a perfect time for this particular moon cycle, because we are looking at a massive change. It's just basically a change to the fall for us, or the ending of fall. I don't want to say that. I want to see the snow. But basically, we're heading into winter in the Northern Hemisphere, and definitely a change in the Southern Hemisphere as well. So the transition to a different state is heralding changes in all departments, everywhere, in every area of our lives. And yes, that's disrupting. And yes, that's challenging. And that is definitely very difficult when you feel the freedoms within you. You feel the knowledge that things are about to change. And then there's also restrictions that others are imparting upon you. And maybe the restrictions are actually what is freeing you up in different ways. This is basically saying, What is the outlook you want to adapt at this time? Adopt at this time. Your commitment is being tested. You're very close to achieving your goal, and confidence is your key to success. Where would you like to be in the near future? And can you think that into creation? You absolutely can. I hope you enjoy the moon, and I hope you enjoy yourself, because we have very little time on this planet, and it's about time that we start to live it. Play a little bit. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt to be able to create the life you really want to live. And start now. Don't delay. Take that time. Give yourself the opportunity to just be silent and let everything flow as to where you want to go, what you want to do. Think about it. I'm sure a lot of us do not want to live in chaos or to live in dramas consistently. Uh, I do believe that people will want to have a pleasant, joyful, free life. So, what does that look like for you? I hope you have a wonderful full moon, and I hope to see you in the next moon that we have, which will be the next new moon. And if I come up with something in between, then I might just throw it at you there too. So I hope it's a wonderful day for you, and we will see you very soon. Take care.